So the equation of a circle has to do with, you need two things when you're building a circle. You need the center and you need the radius. Okay? So the center is going to be h comma k, and the radius is going to be r. And notice up here you have radius squared. So it's not going to be that number, it's going to be the square root of that number. So if I have an equation that says x plus 3 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals 9, the center of that circle is going to be the opposite of that number and the opposite of that number. So it's going to be -3, 2. And the radius is going to be the square root of that number, which is going to be 3. Does everybody see that? If I want to build an equation with center 0, -4, and radius of square root of 5. Does anybody want to try that? So the answer is x minus 0 squared plus y plus 4 squared equals 5. Now, some people would rewrite that as just a plain x squared, which you can do. I'll take it either way. Now that 5 is because you took this and squared it. Square root of 5 squared equals 5. When we're graphing, we graph the center, which is 0, -4, which is down here. There's 0, -4, right? And then we graph the radius. So the square root of 5 is the radius, and that is 2.23, right? So this is like the hardest thing you'll ever do. You go up 2.23, you go right 2.23, you go left 2.23, and you go down 2.23, and you draw your circle. If they give us the endpoint of the diameter, we need two things. We need the radius and the center. How would we find the center?
We just see what's in I mean, you could pull out a graph and see what's in the middle of them.
Yeah, but what is that called? The point that's in the middle of something.
Midpoint.
Midpoint. What's the formula for midpoint?
I completely.
3/4.
Average of the x's, average of the y's. So what is 2 plus 4?
6,
Divided by 2?
3,
What is 2 plus 6?
8,
Divided by 2?
4.
So 3, 4 is your center. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my center. Now how do I find the radius? We've got the center is 3, 4 because we found the midpoint of the ends of the diameter, which is 3, 4. And then we plotted those two. We plotted the center and one of the endpoints and drew our triangle to find the radius. So how do I write my equation now? It's going to be what? X what? There's your H and there's your K.
X plus or minus 8 or
Minus 3 squared plus y
Plus y minus 4.
squared equals
5 squared.
square root of 5 squared, which is 5.